But I've got questions. I've got lots of questions. I appreciate y'all being here. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel BIDWKB. Burn It Down with Kim Brown on your YouTube and everywhere on the internet. So the story has been going viral for the past few days, especially around Twitter, and I do believe it initially originated on Instagram. So a 30-year-old mother, Will, if you could pop up the article, because I think it has the young lady's picture on there. There we go. And again, I'm not trying to throw up this woman's picture to embarrass or humiliate her, but sometimes you tell on yourself, and I feel as though this oversharing age that we are in regarding social media is causing a lot of people to get in trouble when they otherwise would not have gotten trouble if they'd have just shut the fuck up, right? If they'd have just kept their business to themselves, it wouldn't be the police knocking at your door. So this is 30-year-old Jasmine Moss. Jasmine Moss is an esthetician out of Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. And days ago, Jasmine posted on her Instagram images, which I do not have here. And even if I did have these images, I don't think that I would share them. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm coming back to that. Hold on. Jasmine posted a picture on Instagram of her daughter. Reports are not firm on this child's age. I've seen reports that this little girl is 5 years old. I've seen other reports that she's 7 years old. But either way, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old are little girls, right? So let's just say this little girl for onward. She shall hence be referred to as the little girl. So Jasmine posted images of her little girl helping her in her business. And what drew the ire of the internet is that some of the images that Jasmine posted was of her young daughter giving women Brazilian waxes. Now, for those who may not be familiar with the whole wax lingo, the body wax lingo, the Brazilian is where they take off all of your pubic hairs, right? I'm talking about on the top. They're taking it off your labia. They're taking it round your anus area. Hair gone everywhere. Everywhere down there, the hair is gone. That's the Brazilian, okay? And then bikini is a little less invasive. They don't take everything, but they take enough, right? But regardless, so apparently Jasmine allowed her daughter to work with her literally all day, like from early in the morning to 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. And the daughter is reported to have provided Brazilian wax services for over 24 clients, or around 24 clients, right? And this drew a quite a response from the internet. By the way, the caption Jasmine included under these pictures of her little child, her little daughter, providing Brazilian wax services to women. The caption read something along the lines of that, I'm passing down LLC and skills to the next generation. And people were pissed because they didn't think that, number one, that this and the child reportedly, according to the mother, earned $700 that day. The 5 and or 7-year-old earned $700 in one day, providing services to women getting their pubic hair removed. Questions. Now the time is appropriate for a Cameron or Mace pause. If there was ever a time for a pause, here is where we pause, boys and girls, because as you see there in the photo and the subsequent headline, that the mom, Jasmine, is accused of letting her child wax naked women. And now she has been charged with both child neglect and child abuse. Because once these images of the child providing Brazilian wax services to women went viral, Memphis Police Department got a number of phone calls and complaints about this. And apparently went to Jasmine Moss's home and arrested her and charged her with child abuse and neglect. So there's a lot here that I don't like. And let me start with the conduct of the mom first. First of all, baby girl, you wouldn't be in this situation. First of all, I disagree with letting the child perform Brazilian waxes. Let me lay that as the foundation because if you wanted to pass along the skill of body waxing, there are certainly other areas on the body that an aspiring esthetician at the tender age of 7 could be better, more appropriately allowed to wax instead of the pubic area, right? You could let the baby wax the arms or the armpits or wax some mustaches or wax some legs, wax that lower half of the leg. You didn't have to set the baby to start waxing the coochies. Okay, baby, now here you, oh, Jesus, you got to spread the labia. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. So let me lay the blame squarely at the feet of Jasmine for doing that goofy shit to begin with, allowing her child to labor literally all day. But then the next goofy thing that Jasmine did is that she posted this information online for everybody to see and to consume. And I felt bad for her in the sense that this 30-year-old clearly very ignorant about what is appropriate for children to do when it comes to work and the areas that a child would be comfortable or should be even allowed to be engaged in her particular profession, right? But the reason she's in trouble is not because she let the kid do the shit, it's because she posted the shit online for all to see. And I have to wonder what kind of insecurities some of these younger parents, and I mean, 30, she's not a baby, but she ain't grown, you know what I mean? Like if she was 40, then she'd be grown. I mean, 30 is grown, but don't get me wrong, she's still a young mother out here. So, but it's like, is that some sort of parental insecurity? Or, that let me post with, let me show everybody what my baby can do. But it's like, baby, nobody told you that it may not look right to have your little daughter hanging around strangers, basically pubic areas. Should she be touching anybody else's labia besides her own? The answer is no. The answer is no. But the other part of this that bothers me is I'm gonna say it's the snitching part. Because while I feel as though the child being compelled to wax pubic hair is definitely inappropriate, I can't say that it's criminal, right? They charge this lady with child abuse and child neglect. Now, for a little bit more context, all of these services were reported to be performed in the woman's home, right? So she and her baby are housed, right? I'm assuming that the child is fed and cared for if the mother bragged and posted on Instagram that in one day the child earned $700. So I'm guessing that she at least took the baby to McDonald's, right? I mean, the baby's eating and the baby is housed. So I can't see neglect. And I don't even see abuse. I see an adult who obviously didn't have a lot of guidance herself, perhaps in one instance, not have the full presence and wherewithal to understand the magnitude of what she was sharing with the world pertaining to her baby, right? And I just wonder, y'all, like, I know that the reason that this woman has been criminally charged is not necessarily just because people started calling and telling, which again, I'm not sure I agree with that. Because there's inappropriate and there's actual harm and abuse. And I don't think that this child was being abused. I think this child was allowed to do something inappropriate, but I don't think the mother was doing it in a way to sexualize the child or to introduce the child. I mean, we in this country, America's a puritanical country. We really do have a problem with the naked body and especially the naked female form. like where women's bodies are still looked at as, there's vulgarity, for example, the dress codes at public schools, it's always the girls being sent home with the short skirt or the cleavage out. Like there's a lot of regulation around women's bodies and a lot of, the offhandedness about how we interact with the woman body, especially. And yes, let me be clear, it's inappropriate for a child to be doing this. But the way that people have made it online as though like this was some sexual thing, I disagree with that. I don't think that's what this was. I think that this was just a very naive and not very worldly minded young mother who didn't fully understand the gravity of what she was doing, and perhaps some insecurities in her parenting compelled her to post this shit online. But we know for a fact, you guys know this, that if this had been white Jasmine from, Bartlett outside of, like, I don't see a white mother being arrested and charged with the same thing. This is a conversation. You do send a social worker over there. You do send maybe child protective services. And maybe that's incorrect of me to say, considering what we know about child protective services, courtesy of sisters like Amanda Wallace, who does the Stop CPS movement, that we have been informed about. But a social worker should have been engaged and gone over there and had a chat with Jasmine and asked her, why do you have your child doing this? Why did you post this? What else has the child seen and experienced? I don't think that any of this is criminal, and I think it is criminal in itself to criminalize this mother's bad decision. But I know for a fact that Black and brown parents, especially Black and brown mothers, are under so much increased scrutiny, and everybody's a critic. Everybody got something to say about your parenting, about how your kids act, and this, that, and the third. And I know that the way that this Black mother has been treated, I don't think a white mother doing something comparable would have been criminally charged with anything. So there's that. Also, there's been criticism online about the women who allowed a child to provide them with waxing services. And there, I think we have a fair argument because y'all, ladies and fellas, I mean, I know sometimes there's men that get these waxing services done too. In what world am I gonna let a second grader? I don't care how well she talked. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how many cooches she has waxed. The second grader cannot come apply wax to my labia. Okay. Like I don't know how 24 women allowed themselves to sit for these services provided by the child. The TikTokers have been complaining, saying that, oh, all of these women were pedophiles and they were sexual deviants. How could you let a child, provide? I don't see it as sexual. I just see people just not thinking clearly and not thinking rationally. Like me personally, I need a professional doing that. I can't. This is not work for amateurs. Removing women's pubic hair, right? We need precision. We need the proper timing. The proper pressure must be applied. Like cleanliness. Everything must be sterile and everything. Like I need a professional to do that kind of work. I do not need a second grader to do that kind of work. I would fuck a second grader. I don't need no 10th, 12th. I don't need no freshman in college. No, I need somebody who know what the fuck they're doing. And I don't care how many coochies that the second grader, the 7-year-old has serviced with the waxing. There's no way she could do mine, right? But 24 women allowed the child to do said thing. And that to me is very strange. It is strange. I don't think it's criminal. I do think it's weird as fuck. I don't think anybody showed up to Jasmine's house for their Brazilian appointment and got aroused when she was like, "Oh, my daughter's gonna do it." I don't think anybody was like, "Ooh," you know what I mean? I think they was just like, "Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, you teaching her?" I mean, there's so much about this story that is cringe. But again, the two biggest cringe things for me: one, stop getting on the internet and tell it on your fucking self. Okay, let's start there. And I need all of y'all. I know we got some youngins in here. To everybody that's 30 and under, please go tell your little friends that for clicks and likes, it's not worth it to broadcast every corner of your business. And please, especially if you're posting pictures or anything pertaining to children, think twice, think thrice, even before you post anything with a child's image in it. Consider what you were posting. Consider whether or not someone could misinterpret the image or video that you are about to post of this child, right? Because ultimately, yes, Jasmine should have used better judgment, but because she wanted the clout, because she wanted the clicks and the likes, now she's facing criminal charges. And that's wrong, I think. I don't think that this girl, this young woman, this young mother should have to learn this painful lesson through the court system. That should have been a conversation. Her mother should have sat down with her grandmother, her aunties, one of the older women coming to get her waxing services should have been like, "You letting the baby do this? Girl. No. Are you familiar with child labor laws? No, 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 no. This child can, like, you know what I'm saying? She needed some auntieing intervention. She needed some mother or some granny intervention. And I don't think that jail is appropriate. I don't think any engagement with the criminal and justice system or even law enforcement is appropriate in this. I think somebody should have went over and talked to her, period, point blank. But because she wanted to do it for the likes, she wanted to do it for the gram, now her dumb ass is looking at charges. And that's unfortunate. So, let this be a reminder. Please, please, it's okay. You don't have to tell us all your business. You don't have to tell us all your baby's business. You don't have to tell us how much money you made. You don't have to tell us how many clients you service. If you are here to promote your business, then do that. But don't promote the fact that you are exploiting your child's labor. Don't promote the fact that you are subjecting your child to at least an inappropriate situation. And the baby doesn't need to see all that. You know what I mean? I have less of an issue with the child seeing other vaginas. But no, let me rephrase. I do have an issue with that. That is issue worthy. Let me resend what the fuck I just said, because yes, that is deeply problematic. Like, the child really should only be encountering her own, right? She don't need to be encountering strange and foreigns, right? Like, she should only be encountering her own pubic area at 7 years old. And if her mother wants to teach her the skills of the trade, she can do that, but she can do that when it's age appropriate. And 7 years old in the second grade, absolutely not age appropriate, but at the same time, not criminal behavior either. So the fact that another Black mother is being persecuted for making a bad decision, not a catastrophically bad decision, but a bad decision, a decision of poor judgment. Now she's going to be subjected to the criminal and justice system, and now everybody's going to know that her daughter knows how to give Brazilian, which is all of this is tremendous weirdo shit. But there you go.